Five, four, three, two, one. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to This Business Show. I am your host, Anthony, and today's topic that we're going to discuss is, do billboards work here on This Business Show? Okay, so I've been in business 29 going on 30 years. I own multiple businesses, and I have advertised probably on every conceivable type or every conceivable way so far as it goes to advertising. So magazines, newspapers, internet, Facebook, Instagram, billboards, word of mouth, direct mailing, kites, smoke screens, whatever. And so, in my opinion, billboards in the 2020s are the absolute worst waste of money that one can spend on. Now, I see a lot of businesses do this, and I see some of my competitors do this, and I feel bad for them. So you might say, well, now, Anthony, how could that be? Because all these millions of cars drive by and they see this billboard. Everybody sees it. And these companies like to say that, like, didn't we get your attention? Like, be seen. But here's the problem. And, when they try to sell you the billboard ad space, they'll say, 50 million eyes every day see us, or 10,000 people a day see us, or whatever the number is. The exposure, that's true, but you have to dig a little bit deeper than just the facade of how many people see you. So no matter what product you're selling or service you're selling, I don't care what it is, okay, you have to do the cost benefit analysis, the ROI, return on investment. So depending on where you live, okay, a rural area like Montana, a billboard will be cheaper than getting a billboard in New York City, of course, right? But that's all relative. So where I am in the New York City area, on a well-traveled highway, my understanding and guess can be, we'll just take a number and say $20,000 a month for a billboard, okay? Now, you can have whatever, how many cars drive by, but here's the question you have to ask. Of the cars driving by, how many people want and need that product or that service? So billboards are carpet bombing. You're spending money, the $20,000 a month, or the $10,000 a month, or the $5,000 a month, or the $1,000 a month, or the $100,000 a month, or the $200,000 a month, $200,000 a month. You're spending money for most people not to need your business ever. So that's like just throwing money out the window. It doesn't make sense, especially in the modern times where we know we can do analytics and we can pinpoint laser to the demographic who would want and need your service or product. Now, back in the 1950s and 60s, there was no internet, barely any television. Sure, billboards were, very applicable, but now, no way. So that money you spend, let's just say again, it's $50,000 a month. That $50,000, you have to ask yourself, where could I better spend that money that I can pinpoint direct who would want and need my product or service? And it's not a billboard, because billboard is carpet bombing. So, I have a competitor of mine that does billboards multiple, right? So let's just say it's lowball or whatever, $20,000 a month, okay, for this particular type of entertainment service. So that means you would have to extrapolate and say, okay, you have to be able to know that person, you have to be able to trace it now. See, you can't do that with billboards. And even if you ask, they might say, I don't know, I think it was a billboard, I don't even know, a friend of mine. So that's what's so great about doing Facebook analytics, Google analytics. You can pinpoint, exactly, you can follow the threads and to the exact person. Anyways, back to the billboard. So you would have to be able to distinguish and know that person calling you for that entertainment service. Let's call it photography, right? For weddings, whatever, that you can say, okay, Mrs. Jones, you're getting married and you saw us from that billboard in X town in New Jersey. Okay, so then that's $20,000 a month, right? So now a photography for a wedding is not $20,000. So how many weddings are you going to have to get that you can trace that per month, every 4 weeks, from the billboard about your photography? Make the line to those people that they said, yep, saw that billboard in that town, saw that billboard in that town, saw that billboard in that town. Even if you ask them, you have to be able to trace that. And 20,000 is a lot of money. It's a lot of photography. And the odds are you're not going to be banging out. And that's just breaking even. So you would have to make how much more than 20,000 a month to justify spending 20,000 a month for the photography service or whatever, the photo booth service or whatever it is. For that, and you have to be able to trace it. So it can't be a correlation. It can't be like, wow, I paid for the billboard and this month I made 200,000 in business. Yeah, but you have to be able to discern and dissect, where did that 100,000 or 200,000 in profit come from? Was it the billboard or not? Not coincidence. You have to be able to say, yes, we know for a fact, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Smith, Mr. Stevens, they all said that billboard, that every month we're getting the direct line. We know, it's more than likely not going to happen. But you can do that though with analytics from other, other types of technology and stuff. So that is what's great about. And again, I'm not selling Facebook or Instagram or Google. Do what you want. I'm not getting paid by these people. But the truth be told, I mean, those analytics, you can pinpoint people who are getting married, people who are having bar mitzvah, demographic age, demographic income, demographic interest. You can't do that with a billboard. So a billboard, you're paying for a lot of waste. And so my opinion is billboards don't work. Now you might ask, well, Anthony, but I see the big companies, big sneaker companies, the big drink companies, they're on the billboards. It must work. Wrong. They have so much disposable income. They're making hundreds of billions a year or billions a year, or hundreds of millions a year. For them to be on a billboard, it's a vanity plate. Okay. It doesn't matter to them. It's just to have the exposure. They can waste through money. It's just vanity. But, even for them though, if they really traced it, how many people can say, well, I purchased this drink today because of that billboard? Probably not many. So it's just and for that kind of money, they're asking for 10, 20, 30,000, 100,000, 200,000. You better be able to produce the line from your billboard to that customer. You want to charge all this money, you better be able to produce. And you can't just say, so many people drive by and see it. No. I want to know, how can we trace that person to this person from that billboard? And the billboard companies will probably tell you, well, that's not our job. They're punting. They know most of it's a waste. So, that's it. So I don't think billboards are applicable in good in modern times. Yeah, I'm sure there's an exception to the rule, but no, I would say better than going to billboard. You can go to direct marketing. You can go to, again, Facebook analytics, Google analytics, Instagram analytics. Any kind of social media probably has analytics and drivers and things that you can, discern and see, who sees the ad, when they see the ad. I would even say even newspaper is better than, a billboard. And the modern billboards that are electronic, your ad comes up for whatever it is, 10 seconds, and then flips to some other company. It's like, you have to ask, how can I prove how many people? Is it going pinpoint? And it's not, you know what I mean? So if you're selling bowling balls and you're paying 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month, come on. You think you're going to sell $20,000, $30,000 a month of bowling balls from that ad that you're going to be able to trace? Not. You know what I mean? So I think that you really have to do your homework. You have to ask very, very probing questions about, things like that. Who, what, when, where, how? Is it traceable? Can I find out the demographic? Can I pinpoint the demographic? And obviously, we know this. You can't, and you can say, well, I can put the billboard in a more affluent town. Again, though, what are you selling? So I think your money's better spent in other ways than the billboard. The billboard's had its time and place. And the billboard, hey, look, if you have money to spend and you just want a vanity plate to pump yourself up and be like, I'm on the billboard. Look at that, honey. Cool. Then, you know what I mean? And that's what the big companies are doing. The billboards aren't making them money. The billboards are just a vanity plate for them to kind of like, a pissing match. Really, that's all it is. So anyways, hope that helped. But hey, you do you. If you think billboards are great and you can, pinpoint laser focus that the billboard gave you that money and they gave you helped you get that, extra sale. If you can find the correlating and the causating factors, God bless. But in my opinion, billboards do not work in modern times. Okay, well, anyways, now you know. Hope that helps. I believe in you. You can do it. I'm signing off. This is Anthony from A Business Show. Check back in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.